Hello everyone. The legal battle over the overturning of the decision by Referred Correctional Services Commissioner Arthur Fraser to grant former President Jacob Zuma medical parole is heading to the Constitutional Court. Makgoti Tobagale, Fraser's successor as head of the prisons, has asked that the Apex Court to reverse the North Gauteng High Court and Supreme Court of Appeal judgments in favor of the DA, the Helen Suzman Foundation, and AfroForum, all opposing the decision to free Zuma. Tobagale described the SCA's finding that Zuma had not completed his 15-month sentence for contempt of the Constitutional Court's order that the former president must appear before the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture and therefore return to the Escort Correctional Center as alarmingly inhuman and insensitive. He insisted that Zuma had already served his sentence under community corrections and that sending him back will amount to double jeopardy and travesty of justice. He said, "This is inconsistent with the right not to be treated or punished in a cruel, inhuman, and degrading manner and the spirit of Ubuntu which is entrenched in the Constitution. The board is not the decision maker. It only makes a recommendation to the National Commissioner, and it's the National Commissioner who must make decision." Tobagale also challenged the North Gauteng High Court Judge Gaugile Motojane's December 2021 finding that Zuma was enjoying life in his Kandla homestead, addressed a virtual prayer meeting which implied he was not terminally ill or severely incapacitated and seemed to be living a normal life. He said suffering from a terminal disease does not imply that a person cannot talk. He added that Zuma was not a party to the decision to grant him a medical parole, hence he was released to the care of one of his wives. Based on the interpretation by the High Court and the SCA, Tobagale maintained the National Commissioner has no say on whether the offender is terminally ill or not. He said it's undesirable that the decision maker must simply rubber stamp the board's recommendation. In addition, Tobagale said the High Court concluded, which was endorsed by SCA in its judgment in November last year, without evidence that the decision to grant Zuma medical parole was foregone conclusion. He said this was despite the fact that at the time when the matter was heard, the position of National Commissioner was occupied by a new incumbent who was not privy to the impugned decision. Jacob Zuma has also applied to either an intervening party or second applicant in Tobagale's application for leave to appeal. Additionally, the former president wants to be granted leave to appeal the SCA judgment and order dismissing his appeal of the High Court ruling, whose declaration that the time he was on medical parole should not be counted for his fulfillment of the 15-month jail sentence was also reversed by the country's second highest court. Instead, Zuma had asked the Apex Court to order that he had served his sentence in full in terms of the Correctional Service Act and accordingly was no longer a prisoner as defined. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.